Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we shall take a look at the CAN communication protocol. Before we begin, we'd like to make a small request to like and share this video with anyone who might find this useful, and also consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to not miss out on any new uploads. So a controller area network, or a CAN bus, is a robust vehicle bus standard designed to allow microcontrollers and devices to communicate with each other's applications without a host computer. Originally invented by Bosch, CAN was developed to reduce cable wiring, so the separate electronic control units inside a vehicle could communicate with only a single pair of wires. In an automotive CAN bus system, ECUs can be engine control unit, airbags, audio system, etc. A modern car may have up to 70 ECUs, and each of them may have information that needs to be shared with other parts of the network. An ECU can prepare and broadcast information such as sensor data via the CAN bus. The broadcasted data is accepted by all other ECUs on the CAN network, and each ECU can then check the data and decide whether to receive or ignore it. Here is a standard CAN frame with an 11-bit identifier, or CAN 2.0A, which is the type used in most cars. The extended 29-bit identifier frame, or CAN 2.0B, is identical, with the difference being that this has a longer ID. Note that the CAN ID and data are highlighted. These are important when recording the CAN bus data. The SOF bit is a starter frame that tells the other nodes that a CAN module intends to talk. The ID is the ID, that is the frame identifier. RTR bit is a remote transmission request that indicates whether a node sends data or requests dedicated data from another node. Control bit is a bit that contains the identifier extension bit, or the IDE, which is a dominant 0 for 11-bit. It also contains the 4-bit data length code, DLC, that specifies the length of the data bytes to be transmitted, that is 0 to 8 bytes. The data contains the data bytes, or the payload, that includes the CAN signals that can be extracted and decoded for any information. The CRC, or the cyclic redundancy check, is used to ensure data integrity. The ACK bit indicates that if a node has acknowledged and received the data correctly. The EOF bit marks the end of the CAN frame. With this, let's have a look at how to interface a CAN module with an Arduino. The MCP2515 CAN bus controller is a simple module that supports CAN protocol version 2.0b and can be used for communication at 1 Mbps. Here are the circuit connections to connect this CAN module to an Arduino. The CAN controller IC facilitates SPI communication protocol for interfacing with the Arduino. Hence, connect the SPI pin, that is the SCK, the MOSI or the slave input, the MESO or the slave output, and the chip select or the CS pin of the MCP2515 module to the corresponding SPI pins of the Arduino. Also, before you begin extracting any data, connect the CAN data pins from a controller connected to a motor such as a BLDC motor. The CAN H and CAN L connection that will be connected to the respective pins on the CAN module that can be found on the right hand side of the module in the picture shown. Once the connections are made, we move on to extracting the CAN ID and the data in the buffer. Here is a code snippet. First, we include the header files, that is spi.h and mcpcan.h. Then we initialize the chip select pin for SPI communication. Then we initialize an instance of the CAN module. In our setup function, we first set the baud rate for the serial monitor. In a while loop, we write a condition statement that ensures that the speed of communication is maintained at 500 kbps, failing which we send an error message. In our loop function, we initialize an array for the data in the buffer. Since we are adopting a polling method of receiving data, once the check receive function from the CAN instance is toggled, we move on to reading the message. We read the buffer with a read msg buff function. We can also get the CAN ID by using a similar function. Now that we've got the data, we can just display them. Let's compile this code now. We got a simple syntax error. After fixing this, we compile again and upload it to the Arduino. When we open the serial monitor, this is how the data looks. And lastly, cross-referencing these values from a DBC file of the respective controller that we used, we can identify various parameters such as speed, current, thrust, etc. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Feel free to click on the like button and share it with anyone who might find it useful. Also, do check out our other videos in case you are interested.